Second patient in the world cured of HIV, say doctors. Although you can cure it, still a heck a lot of effort though. Was the cure $100,000 injected directly into the bloodstream? I thought there were already 2 previous cases of this. I'm not sure, but I think this is the third, confirmed, case. I was pleasantly surprised to find out those on HIV medication will not only not progress to having AIDS but can't pass it on while on the medication and can have a usual sex life without concern. Great Red. Very basically they gave this guy a bone marrow transplant from someone who has immunity to HIV. The bone marrow transplanted creates a new population of white blood cells that are now immune to HIV. The reason these white blood cells are immune to HIV has to do with the lack of a protein on the surface of the donor's white blood cell. Bone marrow transplants are still dangerous but does help to prove the concept. I just feel that a new set of possibilities will come from this. Diseases have claimed lives of friends and loved ones. Any kick in the teeth to a disease makes me happy, not necessarily because someone I know is afflicted, but that it gives us something to look forward to. Congratulations to the patient and the doctors for making it happen. This is great news for the future. Hey, some health news I want to read. HIV cure is basically a side effect of this incredibly high-risk price which is being used for other life potentially saving reasons. It would not be used solely for HIV cure. The treatment of HIV has seen great advancement over the years, and now can essentially be managed with a few pills per day, with treatment-compliant HIV patients having an essentially normal life expectancy. There are currently 37.9 million people living with HIV/AIDS in the world and only 62% of them are receiving treatment. That means there are over 14 million people in the world with that either have AIDS or could progress to AIDS from HIV at any time, that aren't receiving treatment *. For those of you that don't know, AIDS makes your immune system practically useless, meaning an AIDS patient could die of something as simple and otherwise curable as pneumonia, which is how AIDS was initially identified. Pneumonia hasn't been considered fatal for a long time, but for tens of millions of people living with AIDS, it's a death sentence. This alone should make one think that it's a government's duty to make an HIV cure, an AIDS cure, if and when discovered, accessible to the infected population. COVID-19 has only had just over 100,000 cases worldwide, with about a 2% mortality rate, and this has spurred some countries to adopt never or rarely used measures to contain it. While the COVID-19 deaths are very unfortunate, the number pales in comparison to AIDS deaths. Only recently did the worldwide AIDS death toll drop below 1 million annually. It was recorded at 770,000 in 2018. But the outlook, in my opinion, is bleak. The US government ignored the early cases of HIV and branded it as gay cancer, which effectively allowed it to spread well beyond containment in the US. Furthermore, the cure itself arose from stem cell treatment, another no-no for conservatives in the US. All this is to say, I don't see the US government stepping up in producing and making available a cure for HIV/AIDS, especially under a conservative administration. So, it will likely be left to the private sector, which, as we should all know by now, means the cure would be overpriced and effectively unavailable to large portions of the affected population. If infected Americans can't afford the cure, how on earth will the infected population of Africa, which accounts for a majority of HIV/AIDS cases, obtain it? Turning this medical breakthrough into a readily available cure will be tough, but making it available will be the miracle. The US produces more pharmaceuticals than the rest of the world, so US pharmaceutical researchers will likely be the ones to make that readily available cure. But if that is the case, we need a government that can keep that cure out of the private sector and step up on a global scale to make it available to the worldwide HIV/AIDS population. I just can't see that happening. Not now, at least. If any of this interests you, I would highly recommend watching And the Band Played On, a movie about how HIV/AIDS initially spread in the US and was ignored by the government. And here's a list of sources that I referenced writing this for more reading. Sorry for not tagging references, I'm lazy. 1. https://www. Who. in/hiv/data/n/. 2. https://www. Who. in/go/hiv/n/. 3. https://www. com/newsroom/people living with HIV in New York City still dying from infection, not just old age. 4. https://apps, who. in/medicinedocs/n/d/js6160e/3. HTML. They immediately catch coronavirus. Now build a time machine and get Freddy. This is just so amazing to me. I'm old enough to remember when AIDS was a completely mysterious disease and an automatic death sentence. I know it won't help every HIV patient, but the progress we've made is incredible. In 2011, Timothy Brown, the Berlin patient, and this guy in the article, there are not counting Magic Johnson, cured or just so far down on detectable amounts of the virus that they appear cured. Really, I do not understand why, if we can find vaccines for flu, mutates more than HIV, that we cannot find a vaccine for HIV. You're cured. You just have to take these financially crippling medications 8 times a day for the rest of your life. Burn your condoms, boys, it's raw doggin' time. Update, I got herpes. Some good news amidst COVID-19 outbreak. Holy shit, HIV and cancer. What a rough deal. I'm so happy for that person that it turned out okay. This link has been shared 4 times. Please consider making a cross post instead of reposting next time. First seen here, https://read it/fgd6kv, on March 10, 2020. Last seen here, https://read it/fgd9e, on March 10, 2020. Searched links *55,307,809 indexed posts *426,362,968 search time *0 02s *feedback hate. Visit r/repost sleuthbot*. It's an incredibly dangerous method. The cure was accidental because the donor had the HIV immunity genes and their marrow is generating immune system cells that can't be infected with HIV and thus clearing it out of the guy in the process. But yeah, there is now a nuclear option cure for the condition. Feels nice to get some good news in 2020. I recently made a video on the history of HIV. The first cure came in 2008, and whilst having a cure is good, HIV patients already have a good prognosis, and patients that are effectively treated and have a low enough viral load are already effectively cured since they have no symptoms and cannot spread the disease. https://u2b/th6demhgxa4. I just don't want Emma Thompson saying this followed by Will Smith driving in empty Manhattan. Finally a positive test result they will be happy to get. Wow, very good, now try coronavirus doctor please. Second patient, that we will let the public know about, in the world to be cured of HIV. Cool, now he can to the gay again. When doctors and scientists say one at a time, they mean it. Just in time for coronavirus to kill us all. Now do you believe in magic? This isn't a widespread solution, however. We should focus on ensuring every HIV and person has access to cheap or free antiviral medication. It's a start, I guess. HIV. That's so. Retro. Congrats. Magic Johnson was the first. This was a while ago, but it's not as promising as it sounds unless you want a bone marrow transplant. Which most doctors aren't gonna do for HIV since it can be managed with medication. Is this like Tommy Morrison, that an athletic commission said he had HIV, and then admitted himself that he had HIV but then died to find out he didn't have HIV to begin with? Interesting timing considering COVID-19 has similar proteins to HIV. Cue up some pharma company making trillions off the epidemic and putting most of America in bankruptcy. So happy he can hit it raw now. Well, that's good. Stares nervously at coronavirus.